If you're thinking about moving to Arizona, don't buy a house anywhere until you seriously look at Buckeye first, because there's a reason buyers from all over the country are suddenly flooding into the West Valley. And honestly, most people moving here are looking in the wrong places first. They automatically search Scottsdale, and they automatically search Chandler, and they automatically search Gilbert. And by the time they finally discover Buckeye, they realize that they could have gotten significantly more home for the money. Today, I'm going to explain exactly why that's happening. What is going on, everybody? I am Shondalyn Anderson, a realtor here in the West Valley of Phoenix, also known as your neighborhood realtor. And this channel is all about helping people understand what it's really like living in Arizona, not just the highlight reel, the real truth. And today we're talking about Buckeye, Arizona, because this city is changing incredibly fast. Why is everyone moving here? One of the biggest shifts happening in Phoenix right now is that buyers are starting to move west instead of east. And there are several reasons for that. Number one is affordability. And a lot of buyers simply cannot justify East Valley pricing anymore, especially first-time home buyers and military families and families relocating trying to stay financially comfortable. People are starting to realize that they'd rather have more square footage, a newer home, a garage, community amenities, and financial breathing room instead of spending every dollar just to live in a certain zip code. Now, Buckeye is interesting because it still has room to grow. That's a huge deal. A lot of major metro areas are still, they've grown so much they're boxed in. Buckeye still has an expansion opportunity, which means newer communities, new shopping centers, new schools, new road infrastructure, new business development. And when you combine that with Phoenix population growth, you start to understand why builders are investing heavily out in Buckeye. Now let's talk about Verrado, because Verrado changes a lot of people's perception about Buckeye. People think Buckeye is just empty desert. And then they drive through Verrado and they realize this place feels incredibly different. You have mountain views and parks and trails and walkable areas, golf community events, restaurants and coffee shops and tree-lined streets, and it creates a lifestyle atmosphere. And that's one of the reasons relocation buyers love it, especially families. Now, another thing that people are underestimating is the long-term impact of TSMC. TSMC is bringing massive economic momentum into the Phoenix metro area. And when jobs move into the region, housing demand expands outward. And that's exactly what we're seeing. The West Valley is benefiting from that ripple effect. One thing people get wrong about Buckeye is they think it's too far away from everything. Now, yes, depending on where you work, commute does matter, but remote work has changed the conversation as well as hybrid work. And many buyers are now prioritizing lifestyle and affordability over everything, including being closer to downtown. I think Buckeye makes tremendous sense for military buyers and first-time buyers and relocating families and remote workers, buyers wanting new construction and people thinking long-term, especially buyers wanting the future upside. Now, I also want to be fair, Buckeye is not for everyone. If you want a heavy nightlife, dense urban energy, and older established luxury areas, you may prefer Scottsdale. But if your priorities are value, growth, family lifestyle, newer communities, and affordability, Buckeye becomes very attractive. So before you move anywhere in Arizona, make sure Buckeye is on the list because this city is changing fast and many buyers who ignored the West Valley earlier have ended up regretting that later. And if you want my free relocation guide, DM me West Valley and I'll send you neighborhoods to consider, pricing breakdowns, commute realities, hidden costs, and where I would personally look based on your budget. Shondalyn, your neighborhood realtor here. Talk to you later.